Welcome back. I'm Mark.
And I'm Jamie. Welcome to another episode of Hanging Out with Mark and Jamie.
Today we're going to pick up where we left off a couple of months ago on planting our garden. And today we're going to prepare our garden for planting.
Well, Mark, I'm looking at a pretty flat ground here. What's the plan for today?
Well, the plan is to get the plot ready for planting. And there's a few things we got to do. For example, we need to get some fencing set up. And the fencing is going to require us to put some stakes in the ground so we can have something to attach the fencing to. We've got some tools to do that. We've got a hammer to tap those stakes in, and then we've got our fencing all set up. A new addition to the whole setup this year is a gate. I needed a gate because, well, I've got long legs. It's no problem for me to get over the fence, but my wife Lori, she needs a gate. It's just much easier than her having to hop over the fence. Also, then we're going to put some PVC tubing in. We're going to create ourselves a bit of a trellis, so when we grow our cucumbers, they're going to climb up. Hopefully, that's the plan. Climb up the trellis there.
Now I look around and I see other people kind of gotten here before you. But it doesn't look like anything's growing yet.
No, you're right, and it's not time to plant yet. It's still a little cool. They always say you should not plant before Mother's Day, which was yesterday, but I would even say it's still a little soon. So I'm hoping to have everything in the ground by, let's say, Memorial Day weekend, but we'll see what the weather does.
It looks like you got a plumbing program going on here.
Yeah, this is my invention. We're going to take these pipes. They're going to go here on top of each of these stakes, like this. And then we're going to attach this guy here. If you notice my very high-tech sheet metal screws, they're in here, and they are going to provide what's going to hold up ultimately our chicken wire, which is going to go into the top of this. So we'll have chicken wire that's going to come down to the ground, and we're going to grow our cucumbers right up so that they grow along there and they face the light and they have some place to go. And then hopefully the cucumbers will dangle down below the cages. And
I was not anticipating that a natural plant needed PVC to grow.
well, it doesn't, but it helps.
Oh, okay. Fence in, gate in. What's next?
Next is, so that we don't have to spend a lot of time weeding, we're going to put down some weed barrier. It's a cloth-like material, allows the water to get through, and hopefully minimizes how many weeds can get through. So I'm going to go ahead, I'll be putting it down, and then of course I got some little stakes that I can tap in with my little mallet here. We're going to tap the stakes in, and it'll keep it down and keep it from blowing around in the wind. And now the garden plot has been prepared. It's ready for planting. We have our gate, the new addition, and as soon as we think the weather is ready, we're going to put plants in the ground. Today is planting day. Our little tiny plants that we planted months ago have now turned into plants that are ready to go into the garden. So we're going to be taking these little guys out. They're all in their individual little planting cups. And then they're going to go into the garden here. We will cut little X shapes and then dig a little hole. And then they're going to get planted spaced apart very nicely. And then after we plant the tomatoes, the next thing we will do is these are tomato cages. We will stand them up. They'll be in the ground, and that way the tomato plant can grow up and it can be supported, because right now they're a little weak. As they get larger, they're going to get weak, and then when there's fruit on it, they need some support. Also, we have over here my little invention, that I call it. And this is where the cucumbers are going to get planted. And what we will do is we'll plant the cucumbers here, and then we will train them over time to grow up these vines here. I mean, these metal things here. And then hopefully the cucumbers, as they grow, will hang down. We'll be able to easily pick them, reach them, but they will be off the ground. Now with the planting done, we've got our plants in the ground, and we'll have to water them from time to time to make sure that they're vital. And we've got our tomato plants over here, a variety of different kinds of tomato plants. We've got our cucumbers. They're set up, they're covered. We've got some seeds and some plants. We just want to protect them from the heavy rain. Over here we have some beans. And then we have arugula, lettuce, and romaine lettuce. We've got some plants started and some seeds. And over here we have some beets. It's been a couple weeks now, and our garden is growing. Here they are. We're going to give them a little bit of a drink here. Tomato plants are looking pretty good. We've got some lettuce here. Water the lettuce. And we got some beans over here too. We'll give them a drink.
Well, you're in the ground now. It's end of May. It's about the right time to be in.
That's right. That's right. Before Memorial Day weekend.
We're after Mother's Day.
That's right. After Mother's Day. We learned that in some mother's advice.
Yes.
Check out that video.
Yep. And it's pretty interesting to look out. All the different people have different plots, and the different quality of gardening that goes into it.
That's right.
And the fencing.
And you will notice that some of the fencing is very straight. The posts appear to be 24 inches on center. Okay. Mine, on the other hand, looks
Yours
a little...
is fine.
Yeah, might be a little wonky.
But still.
But it works.
Keeps the rabbits out.
It works. It works.
You know, and everything's planted with hope.
But the plants don't care.
Plants don't know. No, they don't know what's going on. There's dirt, there's rain. You know.
Yeah. As long as they get dirt and rain, that's all they need.
Well, thanks for joining us.
If you enjoyed what you see, hit like, leave us a comment, and please subscribe.
And we'll see you on the next video.